WD18, welcome back to the Watford fan channel. And welcome to my first, it's the morning after here, but instant match reaction after Luton Town 3, Watford nil. Currently having my breakfast because, I was going to do something more detailed last night after the game, but I was just too annoyed, to be honest with you. For all the credit that we've given the side this season, that we've given the team, I just feel like yesterday that all went out the window. Embarrassing, gutless, spineless, words that I've used so many times on this Watford team over the last few years. And I thought we'd actually got over it, to be honest with you. I thought that the team had turned the corner this season. I thought they really looked like that. I thought these days were behind us where we just didn't turn up for games at all and didn't show up for the fight. I'm not going to say didn't try, because I do think this Watford team does have a bit more heart about them than the teams over the last couple of years that we've seen. But still, it was just absolutely not acceptable. Luton absolutely battered us, wanted it more, up for the fight more. And it's just a shame because all the words that we were hearing in the build up to the game, the build up videos, etc., all ultimately came down to nothing, and nothing really had changed from the performance that we saw 2 or 3 years ago at Kenilworth Road, where we lost 2-0. In fact, I'd argue that this one was worse because we had that expectation going into it as well. So I'm really, really hurting, to be honest with you. I just wanted to almost just dump my thoughts on here as a bit of a therapy session. I know the lads did the post-match pint yesterday, which I've caught up on. Brilliant job as always with that. And I did sort of just need that Watford therapy session, to be honest with you, because despite being on the other side of the world at the moment, it hurts. This, like losing to Luton of all teams, just hurts so much. And I just think, like we've said, the big questions have to come with this Watford team is what is going on, the difference between the team that we see at home and the team that we see away, because it is chalk and cheese. I don't think we've won away since that Millwall game on the first day of the season, but we're just seeing recurring patterns now where we're just getting absolutely battered every single time we go away, whether that's the Norwich game, whether that's the Preston game, whether that's the game yesterday at Kenilworth Road. Just players just seem to go into their shadows, into their shells, whenever we set foot away from Vicarage Road. And yeah, it's concerning. I don't really want to sort of call out any individual players for their performances yesterday, because all round I don't think any player played well at all. Um, I mean, the one that I look at straight away is Daniel Batman coming back into the team. I don't think Cleverly could have won anyway with whichever goalkeeper played, because Batman came in, he didn't have a good game yesterday. I don't think he's going to get criticised for not sticking with Bond. Whereas if Bond had come in and not had a good game, he would have been criticised for not bringing Batman back in. But I thought Batman really, really struggled yesterday. Distribution was really poor. Didn't command his penalty area at all. Defensively, there were some good moments, which I think Charlie picked up on in the post-match pint video. But on the whole, just bullied, and particularly at set pieces. My word, 2 of those 3 goals were some of the worst defending I've ever seen, particularly that second goal where Carlton Morris is left completely free at the back post. Carlton Morris is a good player. Like, he's one of the Luton players I can, I'll sit back and say, I mean, I think he arguably is good enough to, I wouldn't say be playing at a high level, but you can tell that Luton missed him this season. He's been injured, I think, and that was his first game back, one of his first game backs, and I think it made a big difference. But the defending to leave him so free at the back post was so poor. And outside of, I'm not sure if you were in Kenilworth Road yesterday, you could tell how close that in the first minute, Luton had a pass back to the goalkeeper that looked like it was going all the way in. But outside of that, Watford didn't threaten at all. Fatazza came close, Tom Delly came close, but other than that, we really didn't create anything. I thought when Barr came on, we did look a bit more dangerous, but questions have to be asked, obviously, on whether he's ready to start games yet. We saw at the Preston game he potentially struggled, and we want to keep him going off the bench. Um, midfield I thought struggled. Didn't show for the ball enough. Physically, wasn't there. Particularly Musa Sissoko, I thought really, really struggled yesterday. The wing backs just really struggled to get into the game, particularly Ken Sema, I thought. And going forward, Bayo, so poor again. But it just seems as well that whoever plays up front, whether that's Jefferson starting games or Bio starting games, neither of them at the moment are getting that luck that you ultimately need. You know, when you're a striker and it just seems everything falling to you is going into the back of the net, or you getting that lucky bounce, and we're just not getting that at the moment, whether that's Bio or Daniel Jefferson. So yeah, look, it's frustrating. It, obviously it's early in the season, and I don't think any Watford fans really expected us to get promoted this season. But this game wasn't about sort of the league position or anything like that. It was just about those bragging rights because we all ultimately can't stand Luton, and they did a job on us. Rob Edwards did a job on us, outsmarted Tom Cleverley tactically, outsmarted the personnel. So yeah, hurting after that, and yeah, we've gone to the small task now of heading to Ellen Road on it's Wednesday morning here, but like 5:30 a.m. Whereas yeah, back in the UK, Tuesday night game. Yeah, a tough game. Leeds will definitely be up there come the end of the season. I think they started a bit slowly, but having ended Sheffield United's winning run on Friday night, they look like the real deal at the moment, and that's going to be a tough place to go. Ellen Road is a place where Watford have struggled ever since those, that 6-1 win, the 3-2 win back in the promotion season in 2014-15, and last couple of years we have struggled there. So yeah, it doesn't get any easier for Watford. I just think what we want to see is just a bit more. Again, I don't want to use the word heart, but just a bit more drive. I think imposing ourselves physically onto the game is going to be so important, and almost just letting Leeds know that they're in for a game, because I think we just made it too easy for Luton Town yesterday. Um, I mean, I'm not going to credit them because they are Luton, but I think it's quite clear that they knew how to exploit this Watford team, and they did that. To be fair to them, which just made it a really really difficult game. I must say, just to wrap up this video, huge shout out to the Hornets Down Under who I watched the game with in Sydney. If you're ever out here, make sure to hit up Jordan, Adam, all the lads, and watch a game down here. Watched it in Cheers Bar after going for a curry, which was one of the I got chicken tikka masala, which obviously back in the UK is meant to be mild. Here it was one of the spiciest curries I've ever had, and I struggled through it just like I had to struggle through the football. But we headed to Cheers Bar, watched the game, and yeah, it was good people to watch it with. Great to see Watford fans around the globe as well. And sometimes with games like this, particularly when it's almost like unique experiences, watching Watford in Sydney, you do just have to be grateful that it is a football club that we've got a really good supportive fan base, and good people around the football club as well. But I'm grateful for. Just a shame that the 11 players on the pitch yesterday couldn't repay that in a way. But yeah, on to Leeds away. Tough game. But yeah, they'll be the lads will be back in the UK. I'm sure doing a preview and reviewing the game, and I'll do another one of these. I enjoyed it. I feel like I've got a lot off my chest here. I'm gonna have my coffee and my croissant now for breakfast before try and forgetting about Watford for the next couple of days until the Leeds game. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe to WD18. Make sure to check out the Mad Squirrel, Hertfordshire Mind. We'll be back soon for another video. Up the Hornets.